This video represents instructions for lesson 1.4, Yardsticks and Clocks. So a couple things just to point out before we jump in. This measuring distances using parallax is not required. And the last two activities are also not required. The modeling measuring time using radioactivity and the measuring great distances part 2. So really that just leaves us this very opening activity, an article, a video, and another video. Okay, so let's go ahead and click into it. As always, you should open up your notebook and write 1.4 Yardsticks and Clocks. Read through this introduction, read through the lesson outcomes. First activity, measuring great distances. So read through the purpose and process. That's all there is for that one. And I'm not going to actually print out this activity, or this worksheet rather, because all it really is you see this, imagine that this year a new object was observed. Sorry, wrong one. Too many tabs open, my apologies. That's the same thing as in this process right here. And so what I'd like you to do is do your brainstorming. And you can, by the way, you're welcome to get into small groups and do this with other people doing this activity, but you don't have to. Whenever it says get into small groups, you can just do your own thing. That's fine. But I want you to do that brainstorming in your notebook. So I would expect to see measuring great distances, part 1, below 1.4, yardsticks and clocks. Okay, and then some notes related to that. The next item is an article. How did we find the distance to the sun? Okay, as always, read through the purpose, the process. Keep in mind that, again, this 3 close reads worksheet is not necessary. It's not how I'm requiring you to take notes. So you can ignore that. This preview, capturing gist, again, that weird language is just the way that Big History talks about note-taking. Still read it, like that's obviously still relevant. You just don't have to wonder what that is. There are going to be, in this case, some key ideas and some conceptual thinking and summary sections. You are to, again, read through all of that, then jump in and read this article, and then make sure that you answer these questions under the key ideas as well as conceptual thinking. Okay, and then just a couple quick notes about the summary. The next item is a video called Crash Course Astronomy Distances. And again, that should be the next item in your notebook. Title that. Read through the purpose, the process, okay, and all the rest. Then watch the video. Then answer the questions in the key ideas and the conceptual thinking sections. We are not doing the measuring distances using parallax. We are watching this video, so that's the next one in your notebook. How old is the Earth? Read through the purpose, the process, the key ideas, conceptual thinking, and summary. Go watch the video by pressing play. Obviously, you guys know how to do that. And then you'll come back and in your notebook, again, you're answering these questions in the key ideas as well as the conceptual thinking sections. And then you're moving on. In this case, we're not doing this activity. We're not doing the measuring great distances part 2 activity. So that's it. That's all that's required of section 1.4, which, again, if we look at, is just initial activity, article, video, video. Okay, the other 3 activities are not required. And the only thing I'll say just to finish up is that there are these other materials as well as these web links that you may want to explore. Some of them are really interesting. In fact, this book about the universe is fantastic. And it's just here, we'll click into it real quick. It's like a graphic novel of sorts. And as you read through it, I think, you know, it's just cleverly written. And you may or may not like it, but I thought it was pretty fantastic. So just so, excuse me, just so you know, you may want to look through that. Again, all this other stuff is just helpful if you find it helpful. So check it out if you like. That is all for lesson 1.4.